there's really we don't have like an official start, so
Yeah, that's all right.
okay, so I'm here today. Welcome to the podcast. I'm here today with Jonathan Walsh from Walsh. Yes,
Walsh. Yes.
From Bread Chubby in Whitby. What's the? It's a hard place to tell people. Okay, number one, he makes the best bread I've ever, hands down, the best bread I've ever had.
Thank you.
Like I don't talk lightly about that.
Yeah, I
my
appreciate it.
stomach shows that I'm a good eater of bread.
Yeah.
And everyone I bring it to, like I now bring it to like client offices and stuff, and they go crazy for it.
Oh.
Crazy, man. So
Thank you.
the hardest part is telling them where your shop is, like where the bakery is.
Yeah, it is tough.
How do you do that?
I try not to if I can because
All right.
you know it's better for them to go through the discovery of finding out where I am. But
Making
I'm
them
in
work for
Whitby.
it.
Yeah, I'm in Whitby. I'm at Dundas and Hopkins.
Yeah.
And so I'm just a little bit south of there. There's a plaza there, so it's 1121 Dundas Street East.
Yeah.
And I'm in the back of the plaza.
Yeah, you got to drive around the back.
Drive around the back.
Yeah.
There's a little daycare, and I'm tucked in behind a loading dock. You can't even see my door until you walk up and you're presented to it. So it's a hidden gem, literally. It's a
Right,
hidden gem, yeah.
right. And there's that off the menu time. I don't know if we should be telling people that when at first you're like, you officially open at, what, like 8 o'clock or something like that?
Yeah, officially, if you look on the internet, it says like 9 o'clock. But, but I'm baking early in the morning, so
Yeah.
bread's coming out early. So I'm open. I typically will open the doors at like 8 o'clock for sure.
Yeah.
But it's like, I try to tell people, it's like a European experience. If you're in Europe and you want to go get bread, you better be up early in the morning and go get your bread, and then you're okay. You expect to come in at like 3 o'clock. I'm not a Costco where I'm stocking bread all day long. So
Right.
come and get it in the morning. It's nice and fresh. You won't be disappointed.
Well, the problem is what I told you about my, so I went in to get a loaf last Friday, and I was telling you, like I put it in the car, it was for dinner,
Well.
and didn't make it home.
Yeah, happens.
The whole day I'm just ripping pieces off of this sourdough, and
Yeah.
it's not the easiest stuff to chew. So I'm like this, anybody pulling up next to me in a car, like while I was driving that day, just saw me just hammering off pieces of sourdough, because it's that good. I don't put anything on it,
Yeah.
but the sourdough rolls you make.
Ah, yes.
Oh my God. Like it's sinful, man.
I call them my ciabattas.
Oh.
I mean, it's my version of a ciabatta, but I call them ciabattas, just to play
So
on a
good
name,
for
but yeah.
sandwiches.
Oh,
we
thanks.
we took them and put some corned beef and some melted cheese, onions, and mushrooms on it. And then we just kind of lightly toasted them with a little that's our Friday night special.
Yeah.
But
Bread, bread hits you a certain way, right? So it's a comfort food for a reason.
Yeah.
And thankfully, people have been loving the bread, and I keep doing it, so it's great.
Well, and because when I do get it, I eat a lot of it. I'm a bit of a glutton, but it doesn't make me feel the way that some other breads. So I buy from bakeries quite a bit.
Yeah.
But when you buy from like the grocery store or something like that, I'll eat bread and
Yeah.
I need a nap afterwards.
It's different. I mean, it's as a bread in general, not just because I make sourdough bread, but in general, sourdough is fermented longer. The fermentation process sort of breaks down the gluten. That's why you don't feel full and bloated. It's better for people that have some intolerance to gluten, because it's just easier to digest. It's more nutrient rich.
Yeah.
So sourdough bread for you, just in general, is a better bread to have. It's a healthier choice. It's not, people sometimes like, oh, I'm trying to lose weight. I can't eat bread. I mean, that's a bit of a fallacy. You're just eating too much and not exercising enough. That's why you're putting on weight.
Case in point.
That's it, right? Calories in, calories out. It's the way
Right.
it goes. But it's not any particular food item.
Right.
But people tend to go to carbs more often. But bread-wise, yeah, sourdough is a much healthier option to have. Makes you feel full. It's a great bread, and it's been great for me. No complaints at all.
Well, I mean, this would be a good time to. So all you make is sourdough.
Yep.
Okay. So different variations of it. You were
Yep.
just doing a promo about the one that we have here is the vegan.
Multigrain. Well, it's multigrain. It's a
sorry.
multigrain. Yeah.
Okay, multigrain.
I don't do multigrain as often as I would like.
Right.
But because it's a different bread dough recipe from the regular lineup that I do. But yeah, I made some today, and it is vegan friendly, of course, because it's just flour, water, salt, and multi-grains.
No eggs. Yeah.
Yeah, no eggs. There's no egg in my bread. There's no sugar, nothing like that. It's very clean.
Yeah.
It's a 3-ingredient bread if you just get the basic one. So it's better than having mold inhibitors and all kinds of things that you don't necessarily need in your bread.
Mold inhibitors.
Yeah, it happens.
That doesn't sound good.
Bread's not supposed to last forever, right? Food's supposed to perish, but nowadays things are factory produced.
Yeah.
It's not a healthy option.
I bought a bag of, so Wonder Bread to me is like dessert. Like I know but I was amazed at how long it kept. And how long it kept that texture. And I said to my girlfriend, I'm like, this can't be good. Like, how is this? But yeah, I guess that's like all the stuff they put in it. Obviously, the processing and thing to keep it fresh. And do you know how long like an average loaf of bread will sit on? Like, is it? I guess they go out daily, right? Like they can't, or do those stores keep that bread around for a couple of days?
A couple of days, I would say, no problem. 3 or 4 days on your, on your counter at home. Everybody's house is kind of different, right? In terms of humidity and those sorts of things. Right. But you can put it in the fridge. It freezes really well. Yeah. You toast that up. You can spritz it with some water if it dries out a little bit.
Yeah, the sourdough. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
But it is very so. The thing I loved about, why I call that Wonder Bread the dessert, right? Because it's just that the texture of it is really, it's got that soft texture. Mm-hmm. And yours has that soft texture with all the air bubbles in between and everything. Yeah. But it's also got that chewiness. Like it doesn't just, you can't just, well, you can pull it apart.
Well, you could, yeah.
It takes a bit of effort.
we could do a test right now if you need to.
No, I don't want to.
You sound like you're hungry, Doug.
I don't think it's good to eat on mic.
Have you had lunch?
I thought, no, I haven't. I got contractors at the house right now.
That'll do.
I was happy to get out. Yeah. But, okay, so let's talk the journey. Let's talk like how you got, because you've told me this and you took me through the tour of the lab where you make it all. Thank you for that. That was awesome. I really like that. Yeah, I'm so big into food, but I mean, you could my go-to, like if you could give me a loaf of that bread and a block of cheese and a movie on a Sunday, I will so happy. Well, and some water, maybe. That's a lot. And I probably won't poop for a couple of days, but anyways, that's heaven to me. Not the pooping part, but the eating. Like bread, cheese. I love stuff like that. It's heart food, right? Like
for sure.
Yeah. So I tried making sourdough like everybody else during COVID. Yeah. Right. I think everybody tried it. The first couple of batches, it came out very dense. Right. I joked. I said, my bread is good. It'd be good war food. You can eat it or you can knock someone out with it. It was a pretty good little weapon. Took me a couple of tries. And my friend's wife, shout out Jen and Matt, she's a baker. So she talked a couple of tips when I was making because the hardest thing is that process of making the sourdough itself. It's just constant maintenance. Like it's not something you just put in the fridge and a month later come back, get it and make bread. Yeah. You're taking some out, you're adding some in. That's what it was telling me to do anyways, if I was doing it right. And then the thing was, and what I love about your bread is, what do they call the crust again? There was a term she used for the crust, like the browning of the outside of it.
It's called a crust?
Yes. Okay.
I don't know.
Well, that went nowhere. But anyways, so I did try. I eventually made a couple that came out pretty good, really nice. Good. Some bubbles inside. Crust was a little too crunchy, but it was pretty good. Mm-hmm. And when I did that, I just kind of went, I can't. I would love to do more of this because making bread yourself, and you do see how simple. Like there's a comedian, Tom Papa, and he makes bread, and he said once, he goes, if you look on a package of bread, if it's got anything except salt, water, and flour, that's not bread. Yeah. Like that. Those aren't. That's all you need.
That's true.
Making it from home, I'm thinking like that would be nice, but so much work. Yeah. So much.
Well,
work.
I mean, to go back to the journey.
Yes.
When I showed you around the place, I mean, I love talking about bread. Yes. I love bread.
I'm going to stop talking so you can.
No, that's okay. And so for me, and I'm very passionate about what I'm doing. Right. I love the fact that people love my bread. It's not lost on me.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, when I see someone like yourself, when you came in and you were genuinely enthusiastic, before we even talked about sitting down and doing a podcast together, you know, I invited you in to see what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Here it is. You know, it's nothing to hide. But I think people like that. And I would always like to see the authenticity of someone working hard. You know, how are they getting there? What are they doing? You know, come and see my process so that they can understand what it takes to get from flour, water, and salt to the end product. You know, and I've always been baking bread, just hobby-wise, and I used to mess with sourdough.
How long when did you kind of start? Like, when did you go, like, I want to make some bread?
I started, like, 2013.
Okay.
When I started doing some sourdough, and I used to brew mead. Right, you know, fermenting honey and water.
Oh, mead.
Mead.
They said meat.
No, mead.
Like brewing meat.
Yeah, no brewing.
Like lab meat? No.
Okay. Yeah, exactly.
Right. So mead.
Mead.
Okay.
Yeah, you know,
You're
and I made
regular Viking.
Yeah,
right?
I made my own beer. Just if I had my hair, it would be great, but not, you know, nonetheless.
Vikings didn't have a lot of hair. You just need a couple of tattoos up there.
That could work. That could work. And so basically, you know, I got involved into sort of making that stuff, and it was great. It was always really enjoyable. And then when COVID came, you know, I was working as a marketing director for an event company in Toronto, and
hit the table too much. It goes through the mic.
Oh, it does.
Sorry to interrupt you. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
Hands off the table.
Well, you did it once, and I'm like, yeah, okay, that's fine. That's fine. But then you kept doing it. I'm like, he's going to start slamming that table pretty soon.
I promise. Like a wrestling wrestling match. This table's going up, and we're going.
We're just talking the tattoos. You're a little Bam Bam Bigelow-ish over there, right?
That's
You're
it.
Slamming the table. Okay. So sorry to interrupt.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
So I needed work, you know,
when
COVID came, and I was out of work. And
what were you doing for work?
I was a marketing director.
Okay.
I've done sales and marketing the majority of my life.
Yeah.
And, you know, sourdough was becoming popular, and I was just chatting with a guy called Larry. Larry, if you've ever seen this, we were talking about making cheese and onion buns, you know, so... So I said, oh, you know, you can't get them anywhere. So I said, you know what, Larry, I'll get my starter going again, and I'll make some bread for you with cheese and onion. And boom, then COVID came. You know, you weren't really talking to anyone apart from your immediate family. Sourdough was getting popular. And I thought, well, I'll just, you know, pay it forward. I'll show people how to make sourdough.
Yeah.
And it turns out...
When you say show people?
Like teach people. Sorry, teach people.
Or?
I set up like a Facebook group.
Okay.
I got people to join. And I was going through the basic steps of the journey that you were going through, you know, as everybody, and how difficult it is.
Right, yeah.
And I realized that everybody wanted to just eat the bread. They didn't really want to learn how to make it. It was, you know, this whole thing was just like, they just wanted the end product. They didn't want to go through the whole thing.
Some people. There's a process of love. Like, it's the same with pasta. Yeah. Like, I'll make pasta from scratch because it's very simple to do. Like, the ingredients are simple. If you don't have a mixer, the love is that, like, how long are you kneading that? And when you're eating it, you know how much you work to make, and it just makes it taste that much better. Yeah. You know, like anything done with, like, care and stuff. So I think you're right. I think there's a lot of people that just come in and go, yeah, like, this bread is, I can never do this, so why would I try, kind of thing. But then...
Yeah. And that's what just sparked the whole business idea. So really, I thought, well, I'll just bake for family and friends. And, you know, I used to do websites, so I made my own website.
Okay.
Created Bread Chubby more so out of Instagram and then on the website. And then it just started to take off from there.
Yeah.
And, I was baking out of my house, 2 loaves at a time, you know.
2.
And and then I got a post. I was on Durham Region Eats. And I wasn't a big fan of Facebook stuff, but I thought, well, I'll put a post up, you know, whatever, see what happens.
Yeah.
And then this was right at the time when nobody could go anywhere. Everything was like porch pickup. And I got like 80 orders inside of 2 weeks for bread. Ooh. And people were ordering multiple loaves of bread. So I was backed up in my house.
Was it this level of quality back then?
Pretty good quality.
Yeah.
And I think it's progressed and, you know, changed over time, for sure.
We'll get to that because I'd love to know what you have adapted and changed.
Sure. So I was baking in Dutch ovens, you know, these big cast iron pots with lids, you know. And
those things are expensive.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I went looking for one, and I'm like, holy cow, $300-$400 for some of them. Those.
Well, maybe the French fancy ones, but you can certainly get some cheaper. I was
in Yorkville Mall, I think, or no, it was a Sherway in the West End. It's a bit of a bougie, right? So it was that croissant.
Croissant or le croissant
yeah,
or something.
that one. I'm like, that's a lot of money to make bread. But
it is.
But I do respect, like I used to fix cars in college. That's how I paid for college, and I worked in an automotive garage.
Okay.
And the tools I had, I didn't mind paying a lot of money for those tools. And my boss once said, because the Snap-on trucks would come around, and I couldn't afford a Snap-on box or whatever, and I ended up buying another one. It wasn't Mastercraft. It was something, I don't know. I came off, the guy had a used one, little beat up, had some good character to it, and I said to my boss, I'm like, why did this one that I bought is pretty good. Like, why would you buy like a Snap-on tool set? And he goes, think about it. When you bring your car into this shop, right? He goes, you bring it into a shop and it's got the 3 mechanics, they have Mastercraft boxes, right?
Yeah.
He goes, then you take your car to the shop and you pull in and there's 3 Snap-on boxes. Which one do you gonna guess does the better job? I'm like, all right. Yeah. Lesson learned. Yeah.
It's important. It's important to have good tools.
It is.
And the process, for sure. It translates the same way for the bread as well, of course, or anything, like you said,
Yeah.
If you have good quality instruments or tools, if you stick to a process that is genuine, then you will eventually see the rewards come back to you for the fruits of your labor, so to speak, right? So for sure.
Anyway, sorry, I've sidetracked. I do that a lot. It's the whole ADD thing. But okay, so you were baking during COVID. You were having people were lining up to get the bread. 2 loaves a day.
No,
right?
2 loaves at a time.
2 loaves at a time. How long? Baking time?
Back then, I think it was like 45 minutes to bake.
And how many containers of dough, like a bread dough, did you have around sourdough?
I mean, my wife certainly enjoyed the amount of containers and flour,
and keep that up.
It just kept growing.
Right.
It was a constant process. I mean, I wasn't working. I was working. I was working, but I had some other part-time jobs at the time. But the process was enough that you could invest some time, let it do its thing, and then come back to it. And so the baking was just in the morning part.
Right.
And we just worked as hard as we could, mixing and getting stuff going and buying flour, and it was never
lost the love for it. You still love it today as much or more than you loved it when you started it.
Absolutely.
It's one of the so I do a lot of IT work, and one of the benefits I think of AI coming in, and there's talk about it taking enough people's jobs that we may have to have some sort of a basic income for people, right? So that just to meet your expenses and things, which sounds awful, except now people will be free to chase their passions, right? Everybody will be like their own business essentially, because you've got AI. It's like having staff, like in my world. So to hear, you discovered it, and I discovered IT kind of the same way, actually. But comedy, I would love to do. I would love to do this full time, but there's not like a really good revenue path for it, unfortunately. But given I found my passion. You found your passion, and I love those stories. Like and with cars, we'll go back to that. I really loved cars. Like I was always loved, as soon as I learned how to work with engines and the basics, I really enjoyed it. But then when I made a job of it, I didn't enjoy it anymore.
Oh, really? I was going to say, so you didn't pursue being a mechanic?
No, I loved it, and I've always been kind of a business interested guy. And I went to college for business admin and took a 3-year program. And I thought maybe I do love cars, and I loved engines, and I loved the people, but I just really I thought maybe one day I would like manage a shop or something. I didn't have high aspirations, right? Just to be happy and doing something I did. And it took the fun away when I made a job of it, right? And I found IT, and it's just constant creativity. So I love doing it. Comedy is the same thing. It's just constant creativity. You're making things, you're creating things, and it's nice to hear that you still have that passion that you started with.
It's always a challenge coming up with the process or maintaining the process, because we have to deal with all kinds of things: temperature of water, humidity, temperature outside. There's all kinds of factors that go into it. So the bread's constantly keeping us on our toes in terms of working at that process. So there's a lot of creativity kept. Those juices are still there. And when you start to get into business on your own, and you see all of the different things that you're involved in, and where it touches other people, that is also something that drives you to keep going. I love meeting the customers and coming in and hearing their stories about what they've done and all that. I every time someone comes in and tells me they loved my bread, or my aunt or my neighbor brought it for lunch or dinner, now they're coming to grab a loaf and all that stuff, it makes me so happy. I feel like I hit a home run every single time, and it's never gone away. And it's just a simple thing, bit of bread, and away we go. And it's not complicated. I'm not changing people's lives per se, but in a small way, maybe I am. But to me, they're really helping me, and that drives my my interest in the business and keeping things going, making sure the bread is good. I'm not sitting back on my heels, relaxing, thinking, oh, I got this great bread machine and it's bubbling away. It's not like that at all. It's really about keeping it going, getting new, fresh experiences with people. I remember when I was in sales and marketing, I always thought, I laugh at myself now when I look back, right? I'm like, I would go for interviews and I would I've got a real sort of entrepreneurial spirit. I used to say that all the time. And now I laugh at myself. So here I am, baking bread. I have a bread business. I have employees now. I have all these sorts of things going on. And I had no clue what having an entrepreneurial spirit means. It means nothing, really. Once you become one, once you understand it, you can see it differently. And I look back at myself and I kind of laugh. It was just business talk, you know what I mean?
Right.
But there's a bonus to being an entrepreneur. There's negatives, right? There's up and downs as it goes. Sure. But the positives far outweigh any type of negative in my mind. It's the freedom and the reward of, I get up and I make my own bread. And I bring home the bread, so to speak, from that. Yeah. And it's wonderful. It's a real blessing to have the ability to be able to do that. So I'm eternally thankful. Thankful to my customers, everybody. Put yourself in control
of your own life.
Yeah, if you can, really nice. Fantastic. So you were talking about AI, and I know it's kind of way out there, and it's very popular to talk about. I don't really think about it in my business per se, but I know a lot of people are maybe concerned with it or whatever, but who knows? Just keep your mind open. Yeah. And then hopefully, as life goes, you'll find a path that works for you. Yeah. Always try and find a path, I think, that rewards you, right? Life is short. We are here for a good time. But we're also here to be meaningful and to help others and do the right thing and really try and live your life that way, right? Try to help people when you can and do good things. Don't mess around and get lost in stuff that really sort of has no meaning, right? You should always try to pursue yourself in things that makes you happy. And if you're not happy doing something, don't do it anymore. Do something different. Don't live under the corporate thumb. Go craft your own thing, but just do stuff that makes you happy. That's super important.
Hard to do, sure. Especially. What'd you say? You got 4 kids?
I do.
So that were you does your wife work?
No.
Holy shit! Okay.
My wife did work. Let me backtrack. My wife worked up until we had the 4th child. Okay. But at that point, my life's not rosy. Up until that point, it was couldn't afford for my wife not to work, couldn't afford for my wife to go to work. You know what I mean? So we've had challenges.
You took a big chance.
Yeah.
You took the leap. Leap of faith.
I took multiple leaps.
Oh.
I had 2 jobs.
Yeah.
At one point I had 3 jobs trying to make ends meet when the bread was just getting going. Mm-hmm. And then it was getting busier, so I decided I'm going to stop one of the jobs so I could do a little bit more bread. It wasn't a lot.
Nice.
But I needed money
turning the faucet on.
Right? Yeah, but I needed money coming in, right? Yeah. I've got bills to pay. I got a mortgage. I got, all these sorts of things. So I couldn't afford for it not to work, but I didn't know. And so I just got to do it. Because I don't want to wake up tomorrow and think, well, you know what? I should have done that. Yeah, I didn't want to think like that.
I tell people that all the time.
Yeah.
Like, if there's something that you want to get, like you want to do, if you're thinking about it enough, then you don't want to get to the end of life, unfortunately, and go, I wonder what would have happened if I tried that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
And you know, unfortunately, though, I mean, it's inspiring because with 4 kids, you're working these jobs. I can't imagine you were getting a whole lot of sleep when you were doing that, just getting this off the ground.
Yeah.
And what a daring move. Like, what a daring move. Like, now, you did say most of your kids are older.
They
right?
are, yeah.
Yeah, like I see comedians and they're starting up and they've got kids that are like 4 to kind of 10 range, you know. And I want to support everybody.
Yeah.
But I know if you really want, like, the people that really want to be like a full-time comedian, that is not the time to do it. You do it before kids or you do it after kids.
After, yeah, you need some freedom.
You'll never see those kids. And you know, it
because you got to be on the road, right? Because you got to go to the venues that are hosting comedies. So
all
it's not
over
easy.
the place. Like, if you really, so I take it a little bit slower because I do it as kind of a side hustle. I do it because I love it. I do it because I'm a recovering addict, and it's something I found afterwards, and I get so much joy out of it. And making people laugh is just
the best.
Awesome.
Yeah.
When you're making them laugh.
Okay.
A buddy of mine, we were at an open mic, and boy, did he eat shit.
Oh, wow.
But he sat there and he goes, my friend Doug says bombing is fun. So, and he sat there with a smile, just going down in flames. But he had a good time doing it. You could tell. And he handled it with like, it's like, they can't all be winners, right?
No. And you get a learning experience from that, I'm sure. Right?
Oh, absolutely.
Not all the bread turns out to be a great winner sometimes. You know, it's the way
Right,
it goes. You got to learn how to adjust.
When you're making those new recipes, it'd be a lot like making a new joke, right?
Yeah.
You got to try it, improve it, craft it, take things out, put
Exactly.
things in.
Yeah.
And for comedians, it's a matter of getting up in front of diverse audiences too. And I'm sure, actually, it's kind of fun because you're trying to make a diverse group of people happy with your product and different, like the vegan bread, or that's not the vegan. I keep saying that.
That's
I'm
okay.
so sorry.
It's all right.
The multigrain was a request.
Yeah.
Right. So it's something you're figuring out. Again, going back to the creativity. And comedy's a lot like that too. We just have to get up in front of people, and sometimes we have to eat shit.
Yeah.
So I went out with that. You know, like last night, I was at the same mic. I knew I was gonna not do great. I knew it because I had this new things that I wanted to talk about, and the only way I can find with different audiences, see, in my brain, it's all funny. Like, I will sit there and I'll just be my girlfriend walked by me the other day. She goes, "What are you laughing at?" She goes, "Oh, did you just think of a bit?" And I'm like, I did.
That's right.
It's really funny, but in your brain to your mouth is a different experience. Like, that's...
And how they hear it, receive it, and then you probably get cues. You probably have to act very quickly on your feet or upstairs when you're receiving cues, how the room is reading you and what you're saying.
When the bread is ready.
Yeah.
But when you're making it, right, the comedy, when you're making it, you'll record it and you're looking, because where you think people will laugh, they don't always laugh there, but they may laugh in another spot that you didn't see, and you're like, oh, they like that. Excellent. And then you'll think you have it. You're like, I like it. And you'll build that little bit out a little bit, right? So the next time you do it, you put that in and you drop it. Right. Different crowd, no one laughs. You're like, the hell?
When you do comedy, do you like spit bits? Do you spit a routine, or do you interact and try to pull from?
I'm conversational. So I tell, like, when I see comedians kind of doing the same style as I am, you know, my friends, I'm like, you know, it's a conversation. You're not up there to, even though you may have, some comedians have it very locked in, right? They know that set, that is the way they're doing it.
Yeah.
Most of us have interconnected bits. So what you're talking about, like if a crowd kind of goes a different way, I may just go, you know what? I've got this set, but why don't we put this bit in just on the fly?
Yeah. Boom.
And that's when it gets exciting, right? You're like, I'll go to so I got a show coming up. I'm doing 20 minutes for one of the Trailer Park Boys. He's doing, Shout out. Severn Bridge, May. Jesus, he's going to kill me. I think it's May 2nd, if that's the Saturday. Yeah, May 2nd up in Severn Bridge. And it's Sam Laskow from the Trailer Park Boys. But my point being, I'll go to that. I'll have everything set out. And I do this to myself all the time. I'll be like, all right, no new material, Doug. You're doing the stuff that you know works. Yeah. And I'll get up there and something just happens. I'm like, blah, blah, blah. Someone just triggers it. And I'm like, boom, I'll drop in some new bit that I'm working on. And as I'm doing it, my brain is going, what are you doing? And I'm like, we're in the ride
see where
now.
It's going to go.
We're
That's
see.
It.
Yeah, so because you don't want to take too many chances when you're getting a paid gig.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're up there to make people laugh, so you don't want to try out too much new stuff. That's the risk.
Right.
Right? You're also trying to set the set up the guy that's coming after you. So you want to get that audience elevated and laughing. Yeah. I'm talking way more about comedy now instead of bread.
That's
but,
all right.
It is a fascinating thing to me, and I love the craft of a joke. I love, because you have to think of, I have this thought that's very, very funny. And then you talk it out with you, like I'll bounce it off. I've got a couple of friends that, comedy friends, and we'll sit down like an hour or two before these open mics, and we bounce bits off each other and give each other suggestions. That's how we, if you don't take advice, you're only as good as you can be.
Sorry.
That's okay. That's all right.
Suddenly have a tickle.
Yeah, that's fine. And we'll bounce bits off each other, but getting the, I heard a comedian, shout out Jay Rainville, he said word economy, and I'm not sure if that's like a term that's widely used. I'm a bit of a no mind when it comes to the actual architecture. I just kind of do it off the cuff. It's one of those things. I've rarely been talented at things in my life. This is something that I found like, oh, Jesus, I'm actually good at this.
Got it. Oh, that's good.
Oh, I can do this. Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. But getting to that thought with as few words as possible, or maybe longer words and some jokes along the way, it's very much, and I'm sure like it's a very personal, but yet you're also pleasing the public.
Yeah, so if I were to like bridge that to bread, I like to make bread that I like.
Yes.
Right? I like the bread combos. I like the flavors that I do.
Right. Yeah.
Jalapeno and cheese is my like most favorite flavor combination.
I like that jalapeno and cheese too.
Yeah, it's my favorite bread. Yeah. Anytime we're discovering something new, or even how I finish the loaves, it's to my liking. I like them darker, a little crispy on top. But the flavor profile is the same thing. We'll try something. Oh, maybe it was okay. Then we'll adjust it a little bit. See what the response is like. Sometimes you can come in and you can sample it, and then we get feedback. But for the most part, we do the same thing to try and craft a loaf that people are going to enjoy, and like on a regular basis. So we do some similar things. We know what the classics sell. Like we know that those ones are good, but how can we do something a little bit differently? So that push to the being creative that way is in the same with anyone who's doing artisanal style breads or other type of things, or chefs. It's very similar. Yeah. Right. They got to try different combos and flavors. How do they push themselves a little bit more to be different? To stand out. So yeah, very interesting.
Do you dream of bread?
No.
Yeah, I don't. I've never dreamt of being on stage. I don't think.
I've never dreamt about bread.
I always dream about losing my car. I have this reoccurring dream where it's. I don't know what happens. We're out with friends or whatever, and I go back and the car's not there, and it's like a weird situation.
I've had some weird reoccurring dreams before. Yeah. One of them, and I share this with the internet, whoever might be watching, is a very terrifying experience. But when you hear it, you're going to kind of laugh. Okay. I have this one reoccurring dream, multiple times I've had it, and I'm very small, and I'm standing in front of a big, huge, giant bunny and its eyeball.
What?
Yeah. And I can't. That's it.
It's eyeball.
It's eyeball. Like it's like it's staring at me. Like it's a sideways profile. It's staring at me, and I'm this super small thing next to this giant one-eyed bunny. Yeah. And whenever you're in it, it's freaky.
We just passed Easter. Okay, and when I was a kid,
I don't know
about spiritual myself, but When I was a kid, the Easter Bunny, we used to spend Easter at my cottage up in Burt River in Fenland Falls there, which is now probably flooded.
Flooded, yeah.
It flooded a couple of times when we were growing up. We had to canoe into the cottage, like inside, and couches are floating around and stuff. Lord. Oh, it's an experience. Shout out to those people. I'm so sorry. But, so we'd have Easter, so it was a small space. And I remember waking up on the eve of Easter, and I heard noises, right? And I'm little, and I'm thinking, that's the Easter Bunny.
Easter Bunny's coming, man.
Yeah, but I'm not thinking, so when my head, though, put it together, I'm like, that's like a very large rabbit. You know, in order to carry all that stuff, too. Right now, there is a giant rabbit in my living room going through all our personal shit. Like, I never forgot it. I'm like,
well, there you go.
Yeah, so your dream, not that unrealistic. I think that's put in our heads from when we were kids.
Could be, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what my parents did to have that image put in my brain.
Interesting.
There you go.
And why the rabbit, eh? That's a neat. Well, thanks for sharing. That's a good one. Yeah, you're gonna
up close and personal with Bread Chubby. There you go.
Anybody.
And I get called Bread Chubby. My kids call me Bread Chubby.
Oh, do they?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Oh, are they sick of bread, or do they love when you bring?
The only one that consistently eats it is my son. The others not so much.
Okay.
But my kids' friends all know about Bread Chubby.
Yeah.
And it drives them nuts that their dad's Bread Chubby, and it's quite funny actually when your kids' friends want Bread Chubby.
Oh yeah.
But there you go. The bread Bread Chubby. Yeah.
It is. I swear, like it's the best bread I've ever tried. Like the best, hands down.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so
are we trying some? I mean, I cut some just for you. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, we're eating. Did you want to eat it on mic? I mean, sure.
I don't know.
Sure,
you could make it crusty, noisy. I don't know. You could let people know you're talking about the crustiness.
You keep talking while I eat.
All right, there you go. See?
No, it's chewy. This is what I was saying about the car.
Well, it is chewy, but it's also
the outside is chewy.
The outside is chewy. It's not super hard. And I use a very high hydration, so all the bread's made by hand, right? So people realize it's not machine made. It's made by hand. It takes time. It takes understanding it. We have to fold it. We have to shape it. We have to do all these things. And we wrestle with a very high hydration. So we use a lot more water than normal to try and make the inside super moist. My crust is not super thick, unlike a lot of sourdough that you kind of get out there. But it's just got that enough chewy texture. And I find it's something about it.
The inside, you mentioned the water.
Yeah.
That is, because that's what I tell people is like the sponginess.
Yeah, so that's the crumb. Technically, bakers call the inside the crumb.
Yeah, you got me talking with my mouth full.
That's all right. That's the crumb, yeah. The crumb is very soft, very moist, which is, for a baker, is difficult to deal with when you've got what we call a high hydration, so lots more water than normal. It's easier to make bread that isn't so wet, but the moistness adds to the whole experience of having the bread.
What does the water do to it that makes it difficult to work with?
It's like, have you ever seen pictures where people are mixing dough and stuff, and their hands are fully sticky and all that stuff? So usually that's because it's very, very wet and it's hard to deal with. So the drier it is, you don't have that issue. But when you've got wet dough, it's hard to shape. It's hard to to do stretch and folds, all these sorts of things. So it just becomes more difficult to deal with. But we push that envelope as much as possible because the high hydration makes the bread excellent in terms of flavor profile and just the nature of how it is.
Where'd you learn how to do that? Like the water, was that just trial and error?
Trial and error, yeah. Making tons of bread. Literally making tons of bread. I started off, like I told you earlier, in Dutch ovens.
Yeah.
Then I started renting space at a bakery. And then from there, I still use Dutch ovens, but I was slinging lots of Dutch ovens out of their regular convection ovens.
Right.
But I was working, really hard at making the same amount of bread. It really just wasn't much difficult. And then 2 years ago, I took a chance, another leap.
Yeah.
And thought, well, maybe I should just get my own space. So I looked at a spot in Whitby. One of my buddies has a business up in the same plaza.
Okay.
And I I said, you know what?
Buddy's Business?
Yeah, Durham Region Eats.
Durham Region
Sorry,
Eats?
no, sorry.
Oh, boy. No, you can't even get his friend's company.
I can't even, no.
That friend is not your friend anymore.
No, I apologize. It's a Durham Escape Rooms.
Durham Escape Rooms. Okay,
yes.
okay.
My buddy Benito owns that room, and he told me, John, there's a spot behind. Come and check it out. So he did, set me up with the landlord. I looked at the space, and then before you know it, I said, yeah, let's do it. So it was me. I invested in a deck oven.
Yeah.
I had a table and one fridge. And just started checking it out. I'd never worked with these deck ovens with steam injected ovens. Never worked with any of this. I'm not professionally trained.
Right.
I didn't do any of that.
That's the best part about this story.
I just had to figure it out.
Right.
And I took the leap of faith. Like I had to make money now. I had a lease. I had all these things to do. So I had to figure it out. And it took a long time.
Yeah.
But my customer base was pretty patient with me because I know the very first few loaves coming out of there were not very good. But they stuck around and it kept on going.
So it was a bad experience in the beginning?
It was a terrible experience.
Just learning the ovens versus your two per oven.
My very first experience, my very first bake, I was testing different temperatures of the ovens because I didn't know what to set them at. I didn't know. You can set different temperatures of the deck oven and the top of the oven, and I had 4 chambers with which to try. So I'm like, okay, maybe I'll set the bottom one at a high heat. I'll set the second one at a smaller heat. She wants more bread.
Yeah, we do. We have a dog under the table. For those you seeing us like reach. Yeah, I had to bring my dog in.
She's been licking my leg the entire.
Well, she's on. We'll go over.
She can taste the flour.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
So my very first bake experience, I set off the smoke alarms. So at 5 a.m., I had 4 Whitby fire trucks and the...
Oh, your smoke alarms. Like that's
smoke alarms in the...
It's not like a little one like at home where we go and take the battery out.
No, it's a monitored system there. So I had 4 fire trucks and the command
4
station.
Alarm fire.
Oh, my God. It was... and I barely had any smoke. Like it really was just a little bit. Right. Oh, it was terrible.
Did they all leave with bread?
They did. Some left with burnt bread, but...
Oh, burnt bread's fine too. Like I gotta think. Yeah. I
so
like
my very first time in the space figuring out baking,
right.
And I said to myself, "What can I swear on this podcast?
Yeah, of course.
What the fuck did I just do?
Yeah,
I have this big oven that I'm paying a ton for,
yeah,
and I can't bake bread, and I've just let the fire alarm set off, and
right.
What am I going to do tomorrow?
How many weeks in was this that you?
This was like a week in.
A week in, yeah.
Like this was just me test baking,
right?
And I was not happy. I was upset. I didn't know what to do.
Frustrated.
Yeah, I just had to keep trying, and because I figured it's got to come together somehow. So then I adjusted differently. You know what I mean? Just every 2 seconds, I was just trying to figure it out.
Right.
And it was painful. But anyway, it was fun.
The journey. Well, that's the journey. If it was so easy, everybody'd be doing it.
That's the word. Yeah,
right?
It's true. It's
true. There's no. I mean, even if someone came in and said, "Hey, we're gonna set you up, and here you go," and I mean that's nice.
Yeah.
But when you have problems and you fix them on your own with your own resolve and determination and risk, there's so much more reward to that. And
it is a journey, and you have to figure it out. You can't get there from a shortcut. It doesn't work out in the end.
Right.
Like, people come into my store all the time, or they call me and they go, "Hey, do you sell starter? Do I sell sourdough starter?"
Yeah.
So first of all, my starter, her name is Bethany.
Bethany.
She's the mother of all my breads.
Okay.
And I don't think you would sell your mother. And I'm not.
Description. The mother of all my breads.
She is.
That's great.
So I don't sell Bethany, and the reason is it's a journey, and you need to figure it out.
Bethany's no whore.
She's not. But you need to figure out on your own how to make it work. I could sell you the starter, but what if you don't know how to keep it alive? Then it dies tomorrow. Then, when my starter was bad, or you need to understand and how it responds. So you need to go through that process. It's not that I don't necessarily want to sell it, because I know people are interested in it, but you got to figure it out. You got to learn it. And I get people coming in all the time. And if you want to talk to me about it, what you're going through, I'll talk to you.
Right.
Advice is free. I'm happy to do that.
You do. Yeah, and you took a long time with me as well. And give me the tour of the kitchen and stuff. Yeah, that was next level. I mean, I was already going to buy your bread all the time anyways, but that was a very nice experience, yeah. So.
And I have no problem talking to people about it. I'm not concerned that they're going to start making their own bread and not mine. You go for it. If you want advice, come and I'll give it to you. But you got to figure it out on your own. So, which means you got to figure. It's only flour and water. That's all it is.
Well, that starter business.
You got to figure that piece out.
Yeah, making that starter is not easy. And then feeding it, and there's a process where you take away and add.
Well, you do that because a home baker would do that because you're going to end up with this big, huge jar of stuff. What are you doing with it all? That's called the discard, sourdough discard. Okay. You can make stuff with it. You can make pancakes. You could throw whatever you want.
Okay.
We don't have that. Our starter's used completely all the time.
Okay, so that's only because we're letting it sit that we have to...
Yeah, because you got to feed it and revive it.
You don't have to do that.
No, we don't discard anything.
What do you do? Just feed yours every day?
Every day.
Every day you're feeding it. Yeah. And when you're feeding it, you're just adding
flour and water. Yeah, that's it.
To Bethany.
To Bethany.
Pretty cheap date, eh?
She's very responsive.
But
if you don't treat her right, she won't treat you right either. Trust me.
So you found out in the beginning. Yeah. It's storing your starter in the fridge. Yeah.
I don't. You don't have to.
You don't. Okay.
No.
Okay.
It can live outside. It's fine.
Yeast. Yeah.
If you're not okay, so for home bakers, if you're not using the starter all the time,
right,
you can put it in the fridge.
You could or you should?
You can put it in the fridge. You probably should, because if you don't want to feed it every day and have all this leftover stuff you have to throw out or whatever,
right.
Let's say you want to take a break for a couple of weeks, you could stick it in the fridge and leave it alone and then pull it back out again. So
all right, so I'm gonna make a starter, right, mm-hmm. which is, I can't remember how much flour and water and stuff.
50-50 if you want.
50-50, okay.
I usually go a bit less water than flour.
Less water and flour.
It's a bit easier to do.
Type of flour?
An organic flour that's not bleached.
Okay, unbleached,
right?
Yeah.
Unbleached organic flour, and you can use any type.
Zero stuff, that's pretty much just pasta, right? Zero
pasta
flour.
And pizza. It's just a grind, but
right.
You don't need that. Doesn't matter.
No.
You could do a whole wheat. I do a rye.
Is there a particular brand you recommend for flour?
No, doesn't matter.
Robin Hood?
Yeah, Robin Hood's fine.
You would not use Robin Hood. Right, just off the
you
shelf.
Could. Well, yeah, it doesn't have to be fancy.
I always thought there was some fancy flour that you guys use that we didn't know about.
I use what we call a baker's strong flour, so it has a bit higher protein in it.
Okay. Any reason for that, or?
It just helps in development of the gluten, the bread itself. It just responds better with the process.
We're getting somewhere. So you buy a higher protein flour.
Yes.
Don't think Robin Hood makes that.
Which in Canadian terms is a hard...
Nothing against Robin Hood, just for the record.
There's different types of wheat that have that. So I think in Canada the term is a hard wheat.
A hard wheat, okay.
Yeah, so you might see it labeled as hard or strong. That's the type of flour
we produce a lot of this in Canada. Good.
Yeah, all my flour is Canadian.
Absolutely awesome.
By Ardent Mills.
Ardent Mills?
Ardent Mills, which happens to be Robin Hood. That's their commercial.
Damn it, you got
That's
me.
their commercial brand. Yeah, sorry to do that to you. Yeah. It's non-GMO.
You could have led with
that. It's non-GMO. It's not bleached.
What is non-GMO? There's nothing that's non-GMO.
It's non-GMO apparently. Yeah.
Really?
I need to non-genetically modified.
I buy organic stuff, like certain things I buy. I buy carrots. Only organic carrots, because the taste. I remember the first time I tried an organic carrot. I'm like, this is what a carrot tastes like?
Really?
Yeah, like it was. And I mean, for an extra, I don't know, for carrots, it's like 25-50 cents for the organic. Right. And there was a big difference. So that's why I'm always asking, like, professionals. I'm like, is there the quality of what you put in there?
I don't use... my starter itself is organic, but other than that, I don't use organic flour. It's far too expensive for me to use.
Did you start your starter, or did you get it from somewhere else?
No, I started it myself.
Okay. Back in 2013, 2013?
Yeah.
That was... that's when you did it, eh?
Yeah.
Okay. Bethany, she's... So what's she, 19 now? No.
Well, yes.
Did I do my math? I'm terrible with math.
So I'm not exactly sure. Men have great memories, and I'm part of that club.
Yeah.
I know since COVID, Bethany's for sure. But honestly, I can't remember if I had Bethany before in my fridge or if I started her at that particular point. But I used to have starter and use it back in 2013. So that's the origin. But if anyone wants to call me out on the technicality, I'm going to say since COVID, Bethany's been around since COVID. So what's that, 2020?
Okay.
2020, yeah.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Now, this 2013 was the first time you ever made bread?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And one of the first breads I made was a ciabatta, actually. Which is Italian for slipper, right?
Yeah.
So
is it? Okay.
I think it is slipper bread. I don't know why, but it is. They have funky names for things. But
they got like pasta. I know, like orchietta. It means baby ear. You get like a nice sausage, some orecchietta with rapini,
rapini's great.
And then just a little bit of that pasta water with some Parmesan on it. One of the nicest.
Italian holy water, isn't that what it's supposed to be?
Oh, pasta water, so good. Yeah.
I do make focaccia bread.
Yes, I did see that. I've had some of that.
It's a traditional made focaccia.
Yeah.
And I was trained and guided by Chef Ressel from Pizzeria Isabella, which is a pizzeria in Ajax.
Okay.
And
shout out.
Go to that place. Great if you love beautiful, I think it's a Roman style pizza. Fantastic. Okay. But he guided me on how to make focaccia bread. Nice. It's excellent.
I want the pizza now, so I'm gonna have to get you to write that down. We need a new pizza spot. We had one. We had a local spot. I'm not gonna mention it because I don't want to. But we ordered. They got bought, and it's not the first time they got purchased. But the quality of the pizza was so good, and then we ordered after they took it over, and I was just like.
There's some great artisanal pizza makers or wood-fired pizza people out there that are doing some really good stuff. Nothing wrong with the chains, it's up to you in terms of what you're looking for. But if you can find, I tend to, because I'm in my own business, I tend to look for other people that are doing their own thing and trying to make it work. And
Same.
Certainly love to support them where you possibly can.
Well, and that's why I like where your shop is, actually, because as much as it's a hard thing to describe to people, it's also kind of cool that you know about it. You know what I mean? Because it's not like you drive by and like, oh, there's bread, Chubby. No, you got to know where it is. It's like, where'd you get that bread? It's like, wouldn't you like to know?
You know what? And for the first year and a half, I didn't even have signs.
No,
I wasn't expecting to have like a little shop.
Well, and let's touch on where they can get your bread too, because it's Buckingham's.
Buckingham
that's
in Oshawa.
That's where I found it. And they were out one day, and I said, "Oh, you got no?" I would go in on Fridays, and that was my big thing, right? Was to get a bread for the weekend for like eggs and sandwiches. And when I tried this bread, I came back up to them, I'm like, "Where is this bread from?" And the woman, she's like, "I know, it's really good, right?" I'm like, "Yes." And she's like, she didn't, I don't think I asked where it's from. I just was commenting on how good the bread was. But then I went up another time and there wasn't any. And I went up early to get like pick of the crop, right? She goes, "Oh, we haven't got the delivery yet." I'm like, "Oh." She goes, "I'll tell you what, I'm going to tell you where we get it from. You can just go there." I'm like, "Oh, are you not worried about, I don't mind coming back. I don't want you losing money." She goes, "No, he'll charge you pretty much the same as what we charge." I don't know if that's true or not, and I don't need to know. But I would pay a couple of bucks more, to be honest. It's that good. But then that's where she had to tell me where to get it, and then I came around and saw it, and that's when I first came in, and then I've never been back to Buckingham's. Well, I go for meat, obviously. Great meat. Have the best meat.
Very, very good. Buckingham's is on Simcoe North.
Yeah, Simcoe, that's the original one. They got one in Brooklyn as well.
That's the Sun.
The Sun.
That's the Sun.
And it's all like really good quality meat as well.
Excellent.
They do. God, we're getting so off topic. It's food, right? Once you start talking food, the chicken breast at Buckingham's.
Oh, fantastic!
All the different flavors, and I have tried to marinate chicken, and I've tried to I cannot do it as good as them.
And when you cook that chicken, there's no water dumping out. It stays the same size. It's pasture fed it's such very good chicken.
It is really good. Really
one
good.
of the best.
I don't know. I asked them. I'm like, how do you? Because when you cook it, it seals everything in the way they've done it. But so that's where I first found the bread. And that's where that's the story of how I found the location. And I like that I know it's there. But you also have other bakeries, so let's touch on those. Sorry.
I don't have other bakeries, but I sell the bread. So in Durham, I'm pretty popular in Durham. So there's quite a few spots in Durham.
Yeah.
In Oshawa per se, yes. At Buckingham's there's 3 spots in Ajax.
Where are those?
One's called Baking at its Best, where I originally started my baking.
Okay.
Another place called Bean and Basket.
Okay.
Then there's a spot called the Rustic Board, which is an excellent cheese shop.
Okay.
That's all in Ajax. Then I'm in 3 spots in Bowmanville.
Okay.
I'm at Brewer's Pantry, Kyle's Quality Meats, Price's Country Market, Also at the Silver Scooter Coffee Company, which is just north on there.
Yeah.
Then a little bit further north up on 115 on Concession 4, I'm at Red Maple Country Market as well. Then I tend to go north, so Brooklyn, right? Buckingham Meats in Brooklyn. Yeah. Then I'm in the Trading Post, which is in Port Perry.
Everybody knows the Trading Post, yeah.
Super spot. I'm also at Willow Tree Farms, also in Port Perry.
Okay.
Then I kind of go east, so as far out as Markham. So I'm in a place called Fresh Heads Farm Shop, which is an hydroponic farm. So they grow their greens hydroponically.
Okay.
Excellent country store there. Check them out for sure, Fresh Heads Farm Shop. I'm also at the Greek Table, which is on Highway 7 in Markham.
Holy cow, I thought we were going to get a list of about 5 or 6 shops here.
And then the last one is 19th Avenue Farmers Market. Most recently, I'm at Angelo's Butcher Shop, which is just north on Brock Street. Oh, and I'm also at the Healthy Meat Store, which is in Brooklyn as well, which is in Whitby as well, at the Four Corners.
Yeah.
My bread served also at Brunch & Co. on their menu.
Yeah.
Town Brewery, if you like good beer.
Yeah, Town's...
My bread is there as well. Yeah. I'm at Berry Hill Food Co. just down the road.
Okay, yeah.
They have my bread as well. Also, the bread, the ciabatta buns we were talking about earlier.
I love those, yeah.
They're served at Town, actually.
I almost don't want to tell people about those because those are a harder to get item. And
yeah, I only bake them on Tuesdays. But
shut up.
We make
he runs out. He delivers them to me. Yeah,
we've been making a ton of those. I don't know. People love them.
They are so good. Well, for sandwiches.
Yeah, for sandwiches.
There's never a better. I mean, it's got that chewy density to it. So I mean, you're working for it, but the taste to add to a perfect sandwich. Yeah. It's
I do focaccia bread at Banter & Co. also in Brooklyn.
Okay.
I'm trying to say I haven't left anybody out.
You almost don't need walk-ins.
Well, no, I think I never planned to have walk-ins, but people kept finding me and complaining that they couldn't find me. That's why. So that's why why I don't have like a real store setup. I play records because I like records.
I love it. Yeah.
I get records from another spin, and wherever I can find some good stuff.
Records
I'm gonna go to
Cops.
I'm gonna go to Cops when we're done here.
Yeah.
I'm a bit of an. It's just built the way I like it. If you come in the back,
people are.
Yeah, it's not a traditional bakery. You can't get croissants or nothing like that for me. I just do bread. If you just want good bread, then come to Bread Chubby.
I love that. Yeah,
that's it.
You focus on what you're good at.
Yeah,
yeah. So, vision for the next few years. Are you happy? Do you want to stay just in that?
Yeah. I don't see myself creating some sort of Bread Chubby franchise.
Right.
It will be great. I get lots of calls to go into Toronto, like a lot.
Yeah.
Or people that want to go. Whenever my wife visits her sister in Milton, the bread's going out that way all the time.
Right.
It would be great to service them, but I can't. And
right.
I don't want a business at the age that I am at this particular point. I don't want to be running a business. I want to be running a bakery business. I want to be part of it. I want to see the people coming in. I want to bake the bread. That's what I want to do.
That rewarding experience.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with it. It's been treating me really well.
True
I feel blessed. Yeah. So I don't have any visions to change that.
I think that is really the mark of a person that really loves their craft, is one that says, if I'm not the one that's going to be hands-on with it, then kind of what's the point? I'm doing this because I get such satisfaction out of doing it. Whatever it is you do, if you love it. And some people love business and growing business, right? Like, I had a little bit of a thing the other day when I was thinking, like, all these corporations, right? These guys, like, how is your life? Like, I was thinking, like, I wonder how happy their life is.
Yeah.
And I sort of see, for me, I wouldn't enjoy that. It's too much, right? Like, I wouldn't have time for myself, and I notice you post a lot on Instagram, on socials, right?
Yeah.
Well, as comedians, they'll tell you, post every day. I'm like, I'm not doing that. Like, I love what I do. If I do that every day, I'm going to lose my love for, it's going to be the shop all over again.
Yeah.
I'm making, I want to do it the way I want to do it. And that's what turns out good comedy when I make it, because my heart's in it. You know, I'm not doing this because I know I'm not going to be the next Bill Burr or anything like that. I mean, if it happens, that'd be amazing.
You never know.
That's true. And there is like a very small percent, like 0.05%, where you're like, oh, maybe. But mostly it's like I'd like to make a couple grand a month doing comedy shows. Yeah. Supplement the computer stuff, which I love doing too, but AI might take that. And if they do, I'll take the basic income and do comedy. But that whole thing about ruining the love of the craft when you feel that you're compelled, and I've heard guys on YouTube and stuff saying it's a bit of a nightmare. Like if I don't post, I get anxiety. Like I feel like I need to get it, the FOMO, right? And that whole, you're not missing out. If you have a really good product and you put that out at your pace, doesn't matter when it comes out, everybody goes, that is a very good product. And that's all you want.
Yeah, I post pretty much every day.
Yeah.
But I do it my own way.
Well, you get up at 2:30 in the morning as well, you said, right?
Yeah, it's an early...
your day starts at 2:30. Take us through that, and then we'll get to the post. Like,
I don't know.
When do you post? Like at 2:30?
I post in between bread coming in and out of the oven. That's typically it.
Right.
And hopefully I remember to do it so people know where the bread's going.
Yeah.
But I'm me. What you see is what you get.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to show people, here's the bread, here's where you can get it. And that's kind of it. Every once in a while there might be something funny. I do like to have fun. I do like to tell jokes.
Yeah.
So I like to enjoy myself that way too. But I don't feel pressured. If I posted one day and I didn't the next, I'm okay with that.
Nice.
You know what I mean? You're right. It's that way. I've done corporate jobs and that.
Oh right. Marketing.
All that pressure, the marketing and sales, and I've worked for big companies and I've worked for small ones, and I just want this to be a good spot. I have staff, right? I have 3 staff members now. Mm-hmm. I want them to enjoy it, to love the work that they're doing too, to feel appreciated.
Yeah.
They're part of it. Without them, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
And I like to do the baking part because
do they like bread too, or?
Yeah, of course, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, they're very enthusiastic.
Well, I don't know. You could have someone in there that says, "Yeah, it's bread. I don't know. I've eaten tons of it. It's a job. I'm just trying to make a living here in the bread shop."
Maybe. I can't speak for them.
I'm not telling you that, eh?
Bread's
awesome, boss.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
You're great. Thank you, boss.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, they know to say that every morning.
Of course.
That's
why
after we sing our company song, when they all show up, then we go to work.
Oh, there you go. The company song.
The company song. Yeah.
Is it like a hi ho? It's off to work we go?
I don't know what it is. Okay, there's no company song. I don't want to be investigated by workers' comp or anything like that.
We do calisthenics, we do music, and then we get breaking the bread. Baking the bread.
Yeah. No, it's a fun business. I couldn't see it being any different than what it is. Do I try to deal with the demand? Yes, because there's a lot of people are looking for the bread, and I can't. There's only so much I can bake.
Right.
Per day. Like there's I start at 2:30. I get up, I bake. It takes a whole day for 3 people to prep, so that I can get up again the next day and bake what they just prepped.
Okay.
So it's a lot of work because it's hands-on. It's handmade bread. It's not made by a machine.
Right.
So it's a process. It takes time, and there's a limit. I can't just wake up and go, oh, let's do 300 loaves today. Well, it doesn't work like that.
Right.
It takes a couple of days, right?
Okay.
So I couldn't see that scaling much more different than what it is, because I don't want to sacrifice what the bread looks like, how it tastes, the quality of the bread. I'm not going to cut corners just so that I could pump up more bread.
Right.
Not interested.
Well, I mean, that was my concern about asking you to come on. I'm like, I don't know if he needs any more publicity. Like, I don't know if he'll be able to, because you seem to just have business continuing to come in. And where does that, so where do you see, like, what happens when you can't? You have no bread. You just shut the door, I guess, until the next time you got bread.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's it. Once you're sold, you're kind of done. I mean, we expanded a little bit with some other products, but the bread's the star of the show, right? Like, the bread's it.
So now you showed me what do you call the oven again? It's a
Deca, stone Deca oven.
Stone Deca.
Yeah.
So if you got another one of those, would you still be able to do all the hands-on? And is that like an option, or is it?
It would have to be like it would have to be like a bigger oven.
Okay.
It'd have to replace that oven. That really is sort of a starter oven.
Yeah.
But it works well for me. I work it hard. But I would have to replace it so the capacity would be larger.
I think you called it a cheap piece of shit when I was in there. I'm not sure how I.
It's one of the listen. It was one of the cheapest, I guess, professional ovens that I could find.
If it makes that bread, I'd just say buy more of those, unless it's got a lifetime, like a life expectancy or something.
Yeah, well, there could be power limitations. In the space itself.
All right. So another oven is not. So what I'm trying to get at is like if you stay in that spot, and you stay like hands-on, enjoying. Is there a room to grow it a little bit more, like with another oven, or how does that look for a baker? Is it
I don't know,
expand to another shop or nothing, or?
Yeah, I'm not going to change shops.
Right.
I'm not going to go through that.
Yeah. And you're pretty close to home too, right? Like
I live in Ajax. So
you live in Ajax, okay.
Yeah, so it's fine.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to really change anything from that regard, but
right.
I could maybe swap out the oven and get a bigger one, which would increase the capacity.
Okay.
But then that capacity changes with how many hands it takes to make the bread and where am I going to put all the bread. So there's a limitation.
Like you said, 3 people takes a whole day just to make.
No, I'm going to need 4 people. Do I have enough space? We have to lay all the portions of the dough out. We have to cut each portion so it weighs the same. Then we have to shape it and get the flavors in. So it's a big, long process, and I don't have a huge space. So
how do you get the flavors in? That's a good question. So like jalapeno and cheddar, like
so some of it's folded into the dough.
Okay.
And some of the other ones we do what's called we laminate the dough. So we take the dough ball after we've cut it and portioned it to the weight we want.
Right.
And then we form it into a ball, and it sort of sits and relaxes for a bit while we're doing the other ones. And then we stretch it out. You know, we it's called lamination. So we stretch it out flat as much as we can, and then we put our ingredients on. Let's say maple syrup and brie cheese, or the roasted garlic stuff with the Asiago cheese. So we put that on, and then we fold that up, shape it, and put it in a basket. And then it sits in the baskets overnight in a fridge. And then when I come in the morning, I start pulling them out and baking them away. So that's that process.
Must have taken a long time to figure out like how much of the flavors and stuff, because it would affect the texture of the dough, right?
Yeah, or if it's too much, you get a gummy center. I mean, you know, these things can still happen, right? It's made by hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, we don't have a sauce gun that distributes exactly the right amount of sauce every time. You know, it's a spoon.
The only caveat I think that you can overdo the ingredient like overboard is cheddar, like a cheddar loaf. So White Feather Farms. Okay, so White Feather, they've cut back on it, but about 10 to 15 years ago, you would go and get a cheese loaf there.
It was mostly cheese.
The inside is layers of, my goodness, it was so good, good.
They still do that. I'm pretty sure they still do that.
I'll have to check it out. I remember going back and going, oh, you're getting a little stingy with the cheese, you know. I don't do this drive for nothing.
Costs are expensive.
Oh goodness! Yeah,
I mean, we all know that, right? And even for me, the amount of we go through, I don't know, almost 10 pounds of garlic roasted each week.
Right. Has the price of garlic gone up?
It fluctuates all the time. It fluctuates like gas.
Yeah. Really? Eh?
Yeah.
Huh.
Interesting, but it does little things like that.
Yeah.
Or the grocery stores decide to, I don't know how they mandate or how they systematically decide to raise prices.
I suppose you're kind of lucky would be the word though, because it's like flour and water, right? Or your main and flour, is that price like going up a lot?
It has. It's been pretty stable for the last little while, but it has had some increases.
And we've got a lot of Canadian product for it too, right? So it's not like it's got to be brought in.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be brought in, so that's good. And but there have been fluctuations with those sorts of things. Everything's gone up for everybody, like for sure.
Okay.
But yeah, we do our best to try and keep it economical, but it's a labor-intensive product.
Right, but it's almost like the tariffs and everything. It's almost resilient. Like it is resilient.
Well, it's a food. Yeah, I mean, people were buying. My business grew during COVID.
Yeah.
Like it's a food business that survived that particular time.
You in the liquor stores. Yeah. You'd see people's recycling bins just full of wine bottles. Remember the beginning of COVID?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
What else could you do?
Like, holy smokes. I didn't realize my neighbors were this much into booze.
Yeah.
That was a big thing. So, bread, sitting around watching waiting for the next season of Netflix to come out, right? I mean,
that's right.
I think what was it, Tiger King or whatever? That was the big show back then.
Oh, yeah.
I digress.
That whole period was just strange.
Wasn't it crazy, eh?
But you look back where we had to have circles in parks where you couldn't sit next to each other. Like, you just look at it all. Outside. You had to be distances from people and lining up at the grocery store with 5 or 6 feet apart. Like, it just all seems, just seems surreal right now.
They had me paranoid, right? I got a touch of asthma, and I didn't know what this thing was going to do, right? And
sure.
I'm like, geez, I don't want to get it. And I'm a IT, so I was working through the whole thing. Yeah, but oh my goodness. So, like, but being able to drive around in those first few weeks when the complete lockdown
Nobody else, yeah.
I drove down Queen Street. Now, number one, I got to like Avenue and Eglinton, like right in the middle of the city.
Yep.
Without, if you remember, the gas prices went super low. There was no traffic. When I say no traffic, me and a few other guys out there, we were pretty sure the cops were too afraid to pull you over.
Right. So, didn't you have to have a letter saying you were allowed to drive? Wasn't that at one point? Wasn't that something?
Well, you're declared essential, so I guess if I got pulled over, like, what are you doing? I'm like, IT. Like, yeah, like you want to call the clients. I never got a formal thing, and I used to joke with my daughter because they'd be like applauding the nurses and the essential workers, right?
Oh, yeah.
We'd drive by a sign, it's like honk for the essential workers. I'm like, that's right, I'm essential. Honk. She's like, you're not essential, Dad. I'm like, I am.
Yeah.
I am. I keep the systems running. But back to the story, I got to Eglinton and Avenue. I think it was about 25 minutes. We were clocking about $1.60 on the 401.
Giving it, yeah.
Because there's no cars. There's no cops.
Yeah.
And at one point, I was driving down Queen Street, and you're not supposed to do this, but I got my cell phone out, and while I'm driving, because it was like dead.
Yeah.
Middle of the day. I'd never seen Toronto. It was eerie. It was really eerie. And I said to my daughter, I said, what we should do is get your camera, and we should go to certain places and take pictures, like really cool, like make a little photo album or something of this time, because some of these places, you could go to Pearson, and maybe not Pearson, but certain parts that there's no one in the airport. Well, at some point,
like a post-apocalyptic,
right?
Or where all the people
you'll never get
to?
pictures like this again.
Yeah,
no one. And I remember recording it, going, "This is nuts." Like very, very odd. But started a business for you, let you chase that passion, gave you enough time to think that I think I want to do this, maybe, or start trying to get the craft going.
Yeah, one of the first jobs. So I was alluded that I had a couple of jobs to make ends meet, and the first job that I gave up to start doing more bread was I was a screener at Northumberland Hills Hospital for COVID. So I worked in the COVID testing trailer, because it was a separate trailer from the building, and I would have to full PPE gear on, and I had to screen people, take their temperature, and make sure what they were coming for, so they could go get tested.
Oh my God, blow my brains out.
So I did that. I did that full time out there. So I used to drive out to Coburg. To Northumberland Hills to do that. But that was the first job that I said, you know what, I loved working there. I felt good inside, like I was helping people.
Sure. And Coburg's nice.
Coburg's beautiful.
Yeah.
And so that was the first job that I decided, okay, I'm going to take a chance.
Yeah.
I'm going to give up 40 hours a week to try and make some bread. And that was the first one.
That's awesome.
So COVID was crazy. It did a lot of firsts for me, a lot of interesting things.
I think it did that for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people sort of took stock. It definitely pushed everybody into their homes, and that hybrid work model that was resisted for so long. Finally, we had to do it. So all the old guard, that never. Oh, I got to see bodies in the chair.
Plug in the time card. Go into your desk.
You're not there. I don't. And all of a sudden, businesses started seeing, they don't work too bad from home. Now, some people are horrible at it. Some people cannot be trusted at home and should not be at home. It's sometimes some people, it's not your fault. You're just not disciplined to do this. Like, you need a bit of a foil around you to. And I have a lawyer I work for. Shout out to Pullock McKay Hawkshaw. But I say to him, we've got them set up. They can all work remotely if they want to. And the one lawyer, Joseph, he's a young dad.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I need to come in here. And I'm like, well, you have an office. He goes, I can't say no to them. And I'm like, you're a great dad, man. Yeah, but
what a man.
He has to come in. And I imagine a lot of people are like that. It's like, I just can't focus at home. But
well, I think corporate, scratch that out, erase that. Corporate businesses in Canada are trying to get people to come back to the offices because there's been a whole sub-economy, all these empty lease spaces. Like, there's been a whole thing.
Unheard of empty spaces.
And I think they're still struggling to get people to come back in.
Correct. And it's going to, now with AI, you don't need all those people anymore. There is a lot of redundancies, unfortunately, for people. Get ahead of it now. You know, I tell people it used to take 12 people with shovels to dig a ditch. And along comes the Bobcat. You want to be the one that's driving the Bobcat, or you can be the last guy with the shovel doing the fine work if you're lucky.
Yeah.
But I tell all my clients, like, let's start looking, like, I've been telling them for a year, I need to make sure you're all in the Bobcat. I don't want other businesses coming along and being leaner and feistier. Yeah. You're in a business that none of that matters, though.
I've used AI on a couple
not making bread.
Yeah, I've used AI in a couple of posts, to make a static picture or whatever. But other than that, AI, I don't see it threatening my particular business.
It's very good for tracking expenses, you know, getting insights. So you could sit there and go, going to put my IT hat on now. So your business would obviously be heavy in the inventory,
sure.
Right?
What's the IT company called again?
Right. It's Orion Creative. I know I'm terrible at my own self-promotion. I've forced myself to sit here and do a couple of commercials.
That's okay.
It's ironic because I love being on stage doing comedy, love doing comedy. I hate doing the business reels, right? I love it, and I feel like no one else does when I do, like, talk IT, and I talk too much. You know, I have to tell myself.
I think you've mentioned AI about 5 times in this bread podcast.
Yeah, well, you know, it's the latest and greatest. But what it would do is actually, if you tracked all your flour and stuff, you don't have to do reporting anymore. So if you just have a list of that somewhere, you can go, hey, give me some insights into my purchases last year to run. And they'll go, okay, well, and it takes large amounts of data. I always
But what if you store that data on a piece of paper?
Yeah, I wouldn't be doing that. Or do it. Like, if that's part of the craft, it's like a cobbler.
No, I'm kind of high tech. I like to muck with stuff like that. I've got a Google sheet.
Yes.
That I share up on a big screen.
Yeah.
And on a tablet, so that my baking people can look at what they have to bake for the next day. And the guys that help me bag in the mornings, they can know where their deliveries are going. Yeah. So I'm kind of, techie.
Google's great. Yeah, they got great AI. They do. Particularly, like you were talking about doing posts and things like that. I use Google for all the comedy stuff, and I use Microsoft for all the business stuff. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a bit of a two. Because Google's image creation and video, it's
Gemini? Is that a Gemini?
Gemini and Nano Banana is actually the engine. It's Nano Banana 2. Oh. Yeah, I won't bother you with this. I know where it got its name, but it's silly. But anyways, and actually the Biltmore here, they use Gemini as well, and Google Sheets and things like that. So as long as you're making sheets, keep those, right? Store them away. Yeah, keep them in a folder, and then after a year, you can say, "Hey AI, take a look at this folder of all that. Give me some insights." That's a nice place to start.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing. It'll go, and there's always at least 1 or 2 things in there. You're going, oh, that's really interesting, right? Yeah. Like, maybe there is a time of year that certain flavors are actually selling more than others, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Little things like that, it's really good at. But just to make things easier, to free up time, accounting is really good. You're probably a lot like me. I love the craft, but I hate the accounting. Oof.
Oh, it's a bugger.
It's just time consuming, right? And
and I have a great memory too. So I mean, if I'm doing bills for my wholesale customers, I have to do it on the day as it goes out. Because come tomorrow, I will forget anything I absolutely did.
Yeah.
So mine's very straightforward, and it's just me doing it too. Yeah. So I have an accountant, and I use QuickBooks.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it has to be done on the day, so I can forget about it, because there's not enough space up there to remember things. So I need to get it done. Get it done.
I tell all my clients, and that's what I do. Is I build Orion Creative.
Orion Creative.
So I build these little apps that
OrionCreative.com or what's the
.ca.
.ca.
Canadian.
Of course. Sorry, pardon me.
I could have done the .com. I started looking at the .coms and .ai. I could do as well. OrionCreative.ai.
True. Yeah, you could.
But I just deal with small businesses. I don't deal with. I got actually an opportunity where they said. We service Canon, maybe like I'm a SharePoint specialist, like I do very well with Microsoft SharePoint.
Okay.
And they're like, we need someone like that to.
I'm glad to meet someone that finally did good with Microsoft SharePoint.
Yeah, I love it.
I've never met anyone like that before.
That's why I have a job.
It's remarkable.
If everybody
he's a one and only, folks.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's.
If anyone else is using SharePoint, please look him up because he's lonely. He's
please.
lonely.
No, not lonely. I'm poor. Do you know? I buy a lot of this bread.
Is that the Clippy thing from the?
Oh, Microsoft Clippy?
Yeah, isn't it?
Do you know they actually had a funeral for him? People hated him. Microsoft started doing that, actually. They started doing the pop-ups of Copilot. It's like, you want Copilot to help you here? Do you want Copilot to help you there? And it's like, we got Clippy all over again.
We got Clippy.
It's just a different name.
Yeah, it's terrible.
They pulled back pretty quick on that. But, no, so there's a lot of things that can help a small business grow. I am a lot like you in the sense that I don't really have visions. Maybe one or two techs that help out so I can do like vacation. I just reinvented the company around like Microsoft Cloud Services over the last 4 years. Okay, yeah. I've been prepping. I made a good choice a few years ago to focus, like you said. I just want to make bread.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I stopped working with all the product portfolio I was working with, all these other, and I said, I just want to work with Microsoft Office. Mm-hmm. I think there's enough here that we can, and I started looking into it. I'm like, oh, we can actually, there's an app suite in there. I can make these little dashboards that get the information into those spreadsheets, right? So, you know, when you look in a spreadsheet, it's like column, type. But it's much easier if you have an app, and also for the staff, it limits the choices, so we corral the data better. It's like, oh, I'm going to put, well, you've only got these to put. The thing that was the challenge with SharePoint and apps and was the reporting. Now you've got to build, like, what do you want to see from all this data that we're collecting and putting into your cloud? So now you own it, which is great. You don't got to go to another company and say, you know, hey, can I need some reports. And then like, yeah, sure, we can build those reports for you. It's this much money. Whereas now it's like, yes, we have an AI component we can give you. It's $3 extra a month per user. But then you can use all our AI. And it's like, well, isn't that my data? Aren't you guys using my data and everybody else's to benefit your company? And you're going to charge me for it.
Yeah, well, of course.
Right? Well, it's just $3.
Yeah.
Right?
You mentioned something to me, too, that was about support. And I know, like, for my business, I got a ton of support from other fellow local businesses.
Yes.
Remarkable.
Yes.
Like the great theater that we're being hosted in today.
The Biltmore.
The Biltmore Theater.
Yeah.
Are working with you, allowing these sorts of things to take place.
That's right.
And I had very similar experiences, and it really opened my eyes to how well local Durham businesses and business owners do support each other. It's pretty remarkable. There's some very genuine people out there that really wanted to see me succeed, and and just helped. Just gave advice, even just gave me encouragement. If they
Durham community,
really remarkable.
It is really.
I never
really
knew,
good.
never imagined I would get the type of support that I did.
Yeah.
Maybe I was so pathetic that they, they thought I needed.
It's delicious
I don't know.
bread, man.
No, for sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
But it was remarkable, really amazing. This is an amazing place.
The Biltmore you mentioned, so Diana and Jacob, we were talking a little bit before we started recording. You're right. It is the community sees others in the community making it better, and they support. And the Biltmore is a very good example of that. I came to them. We're doing a show June 18th, and it's called the Comedy Carnival. And the idea is. I saw a couple of years ago the expensive things happening and people having a hard time feeding themselves and their dog. And I'm like, geez, I met a woman that, she was homeless and she had this dog, and it really broke my heart. Right. I can't take dogs in, right?
Right,
so
yeah.
I asked myself, what can I do? And I'm like, my main concern is the dog getting like nutrition and care. Here's the thing. When I pet that dog, I said, do you mind if I pet your dog? It was like a basset hound, like Flash from the Dukes of Hazzard, right?
Oh, good Lord, yeah.
And here I am feeling bad. And I pet it, well taken care of. The coat was really nice and soft, and I looked at this girl, clearly a drug addict, you know, and I'm like, can I give you, I don't want to be insulting, can I give you some money, you know, for the dog? And she said, oh, thank you. My mom takes her sometimes, and, you know, she's a good girl. And it was breaking my heart. I'm like, here's $40. I got to go. And then I went home, and it was really weighing heavy on me. And that's when I came up with the idea. I can't take them in, but maybe we can provide food. Nice. So these people, some on the street, you know, I hope not. But if I'm on the street and you take my last thing away, my dog, you know, that could be the last line of love for a lot of people. Right. 100%. That might be the one thing that's sort of just
keeping them going, you know.
I told you I went through drug addiction, and my dog I came home, one of the reasons I got clean was I came home one day after being gone for 24 hours on a bender, I guess. And the dog was there, and she'd gone on the floor, obviously. I'd left her alone too long. Yeah. And I looked at her, and I was heartbroken because I love this dog. And she's just like, hey, and you could tell she didn't like that she made the mess. And I looked at her, and I'm like, you deserve a better life. Word for word, I swear, Jonathan, I'm like, you deserve a better life. And that's when I started looking into recovery and found some people that could help me. Narcotics Anonymous, shout out. And and it's really where my value of dogs, particularly, I got 2 cats too. They're all right, but you know, it's let's face it, man. A dog is so close to human, right? It just gives you that attention. Nice. So that's when So we're doing a show June 18th to support that fundraiser. I've got a bunch of comics coming, and I think there's 7 of us all together. You can see that Doug Menzies Comedy on YouTube, Instagram. And the Biltmore, when I approached them, I said, I have this idea for a fundraiser. I'd only been doing comedy for maybe a year, 8 months, right? And Diana looked at me and she goes, we have a 600-person theater, right? Yeah. I'm like, we can make it work. And she's like, I like the charity. And they took a chance. They took a chance. And we did good with it. We raised $1,000, put $1,000 worth of dog food in the shelter. When you deliver that food to the shelter, I should ask you about that. Do you donate any like day olds or anything?
I have.
Do you have day olds?
I don't. Yeah, I don't typically do.
Yeah.
I have given away for sure. There is a food bank across from my church.
Yeah.
It's called the Christian Life Center. They do a food bank there.
Nice.
I don't give them enough because I don't have a lot, to be honest.
That's what I was joking.
I thought because I could anytime.
Yeah.
And I really thought that that's something that I would do with the bread. I don't need it. You know, someone could need it.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely a worthy cause to give back like that for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if you have to give, do you know what I mean? It's don't
I mean, I at my church I give bread for seniors lunch. They do a seniors lunch, so I do little things like that.
That's what life is about. You're trying to make your own way, find something you love doing that brings you like spiritual happiness, right?
Yeah, I think I could probably do more. I need to probably focus on that.
I didn't mean
more.
to make you feel guilty.
No,
it's okay. You don't do as much as I do, but I mean,
no, I don't.
I heard. Okay, we should wrap this up.
Sure.
Can we finish with a good message for something about bread, Chubby? I mean, hard to say more than what we've said.
No, we talked a lot. Listen, it was a great experience to sit and chat with you and go through it.
What's the address of Bread Chubby again?
Bread Chubby. So you can go to breadchubby.com to kind of see the bread that I have.
Right.
You could follow me on Instagram. At Bread Chubby.
At Bread Chubby.
And then my physical bakery is at 1121 Dundas Street East.
Yeah.
And it's at the back of the plaza. So Dundas and Hopkins.
Yeah.
If you go south on Hopkins and you know there's a car wash there, if you turn right in that car wash and come around to the back, you'll see it behind kids' daycare.
I know it well.
You need those directions, folks. I'm sorry. It's not easy to find.
I almost don't want people to have them, quite frankly. But if I come in there and you're like, yeah, listen, man, I got no bread for you. It's just sold out.
That happens. That's the way it goes.
Yeah, I'll be breaking into the... Yeah. I'll be there at 2:30 in the morning. Can I just help you make it if I can get a loaf?
If you get up.
All right. Thank you so much for coming in.
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
It's great. All right. That's it.
Wrap-a-roo.